we're here to answer questions related to our upcoming race, the Northwest Model Hobby Expo. So there's probably plenty of questions out there: how you get in, what's the format, what's there to do. Just ask away.
Yeah.
But we'll
go
try to
through
cover
that.
some general stuff. But we really would love to feed in on some of the questions you guys have out there.
But
Okay.
why don't you tell everybody who you are? Because there may be people who have never seen us.
So I am Brett Wilson with Diehard RC.
I'm Brenda Wilson with Diehard RC.
And I'm Brandon Dyke with Diehard RC.
And Diehard RC, we've been around for 5 years. We started because we wanted to see if we could do this turf thing about 5 years ago. So we rented out a building and laid down about 1,000 pounds of
Per
turf
roll.
Per roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was more like 6,000.
So we called it the Traveling Turf Series. It traveled all right, but it was a challenge,
It was heavy.
and we've learned a lot since then. That was 5 years ago. We're in our 5th year,
Yeah,
so
we're
that
in
was
our
5
5th
years ago, and it's just been a great journey.
I think we've improved year over year. But Brandon's been with us since the beginning. You
Yep.
remember what it was like back in the day?
Yeah, it was heavy. It was big.
It was heavy.
And it was a lot of work. And now with the new Rugrat crew and the green wall and the modularity
But
of
do you
everything.
remember what we had in place before we got our rail system built and figured out and all that? We had in place 3-inch pipe that we would letter
Oh,
and
And
color
number.
coordinate. And the problem with on turf, the Velcro didn't work well. So we filled up 2-inch pipe with sand, capped them, and Tom Bristol, one of the Rugrats that we'll go into later, had put how many of those slugs went in each section of pipe to keep the pipe from moving.
yeah.
So it was a way to get the weight of the pipe down and keep it in place. But we had 3 bins full of sand-filled PVC pipe.
It was truly diehard.
That was a nightmare.
It was, how do we make this work with a very shoestring budget, and how do we create a track that's not going to move around and is going to look good? And man, in 5 years, we have come so far. And so you guys are seeing a lot of that with the audio and the video that we're putting out there, with how great the track looks. With how well the team works together. It's pretty awesome what we have going on right now.
So the team she speaks of, we have nicknamed the Rugrat Crew, and it's just been a journey for 5 years of invention and creativity and fighting and making up and all that stuff that we did and built
That any
the
family
community
goes
together.
through.
Yep, that any family goes through.
Yep.
So, so that's just a little background on how we got here today. We're still in the same position as we were 5 years ago. We still enjoy having the opportunity to be able to take our tracks in different venues, like the Northwest Model Hobby Expo. We'll move it from Snohomish to Monroe that weekend,
Yep.
and Diehard will build the same type of layout that we've been doing all year, just in a different building. So that puts RC in front of a crowd that otherwise may not have ran into RC that day or even understood what it was. So that's
Yeah.
our goal, is to continue to try to do that.
Yeah, and that's huge. Like in the winter, we do a lot of things differently. So we're very seasonal. I think that business model for us has worked because we are, self paid. We pay for everything ourselves.
Self-employed.
Self-employed, shoestring budget. We've just figured out how to do more with what we have, which is great. But I think the biggest part of our mission is getting RC in front of, for one, the kids and the community and people that never would have been around RC or never have experienced it. There's something really special happens when kids are dealing with technology and their parents are there and they're having fun and they're surrounded by a community that supports them. It's just like a magic, something happens and you start to see that passion for technology and just I think it's infectious. I think that's one of the biggest reasons why our community has been so successful, is because people get to experience that magic moment and see it, see the excitement from the kids and the passion that everybody has all the time, every race that we have.
So no pressure, guys, but you're coming up on 50 live viewers right now.
50 views.
I could have gone all night not knowing that. I mean, 0 would have been a comfortable number for me. So
We took some bets. What did you say? 30?
yeah, I was thinking we'd be lucky to get 30 people.
Yeah, so
But-
we bypassed that.
Yeah.
I said 70, but I think 100.
So we'd
come
like
on,
you guys-
share the video.
We need you to share the video because
Yeah.
what the community does is they help also put RC in front of people on your feeds that
Yeah.
wouldn't otherwise not even knew it exists. So the more shares and the more partnership we have with our community, the better RC will be for it.
Yeah, and the more people get to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
A couple of people talking to us on the live chat on Facebook. There's Elliot.
So let's talk about Twitch TV, you guys. I got sit and for some snow days in front of Twitch TV and watch back some of the great videos that
Yeah.
we've been working on and trying to improve on, and the last few races. And I'm really impressed with the quality of Twitch TV on my on the big screen. So I've been able to cast it from my iPhone or iPad
Yeah.
directly to I have an Amazon Fire.
But if you have a smart TV,
A smart
you can
TV,
do
will,
it too.
yeah. So I just cast it right from my phone off Twitch TV off the app, or I think you can also download Twitch TV app on a smart TV.
And the
So-
quality was amazing.
So that's the access to Twitch TV. You have to have an app. It has to be on your phone. Twitch TV app on your phone. You just search Diehard RC and you'll find our Twitch side. And the nice thing about Twitch is, what were you telling me? They get notified.
Yeah, the app pops up and it just says Die Hard is streaming now. So
Okay.
So you get
So, yeah.
notified when we're streaming on our
So
races.
follow us
Yeah.
on Twitch, and just know that some of these platforms are new to us. So bear with us as we figure it out. It's not always perfect. That's part of technology, is kind of learning what's happening, what's working, and what's not. So if you see something that's not working, please point it out. Get constructive criticism. We love that because that's how we get better. So, and be sure, ask questions. Ask any question you want about our programs, what we do. We have a Diehard Family RC Park. We're doing the Model Hobby Expo. So
Ask questions.
Ask away.
What we're talking about with as far as the live feed, having these different platforms is just another way of us trying to reach some new audiences. So
Yeah.
that's what that's about.
And
So-
I think just putting out the quality of video that we're doing, having somebody that's on the camera all the time during our events, we're actually streaming from that camera that you watch our races on. Thank you, Waylon Rose, for donating. Again, that shoestring budget, the way that we do these things is by the community supporting us. If you like what we're doing and you want to support us, email us. It's at brenda@diehardrc.com. Brett at diehardrc.com. You can also go to our website. So we have a lot of information there you can follow.
One thing you'll see though, as we're streaming some of our races and some of the different camera angles, we're testing, we're playing, and we're learning with the equipment that we now have. So, bear with us as we go through this learning process. We're just trying to find the right balance. Everybody that's part of our Rugrat team, also, we want them to race. So we are trying to do things that least impacts the crew so that they can also enjoy a race day. And that's where having the large Rugrat support that we have helps us to tap into all that.
Did you want to add anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
He's good.
I don't want to cut you off.
Brandon, has he been introduced?
Yeah, he's in the
So he's our RD at Diehard. He calls our races. Him and Travis Kendall. Travis Kendall is on South Camino and wasn't able to get here with all the snow. So
yeah, we missed you, Travis.
little adjustment to that, but I think we're going to pull him up on. We're going to do a call in to the Kendalls because SOR Graphics. You got Jay Kendall, Travis Kendall, are a huge part of our program and will be at the Northwest Model Hobby Expo. also working hard with them.
And we
on
were
that.
hoping to do a split screen so they could be on screen with us, but again, we're talking technology.
And
some
we're
of
all
those
we're
things.
learning.
Conceptually, we know how to do it. It's just not working.
I don't know why. It was one of those things. But one day we'll get
Yeah.
everybody.
No,
on it.
Colin's ears are over there smoking. He's working on it.
Our ID department is working on it right now.
So we had a question on Facebook about
Okay.
novice rentals at the expo, but also maybe you could talk about your rental program for novice in
Yeah.
general.
Okay.
Sure.
Perfect. You want me to talk
RC.
about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a novice program, and I think the novice program has been something from the beginning that has really set us apart. It was something we knew we needed right at the beginning. We first started, we were at CenturyLink for G2, an event which was a VR and RC extravaganza that we did there
Drone
in
racing,
CenturyLink.
yeah.
It was amazing. But we let them know to be able to really show the public and get hands-on, we needed loaners. And so they supplied us with some Traxxas.
They were awesome. They gave
yeah.
us 8 Traxxas Rustlers that we started our loaner program with, and we had no idea, but they also donated those at the end of that program. So
Yeah, we thought we were just going to use them, but then they said, you know, you guys are so amazing
So
with
again,
what you
community.
do in the community,
Yeah.
and they gave them to us. So that was like the first 2 years of our program was with those Traxxas, and then last year, almost exactly a year ago, we had a large theft, and a lot of our stuff was stolen at that time, including the Traxxas. And so we sent out requests to a lot of companies, let them know what we were doing, explained our mission to them, and Team Associated stepped up and they supplied us with 6 of the B6.1.
They gave us 8 of them. Yeah.
8
Yep.
of the B6.1 buggies, and those
With
have
all the
been-
Reedy gear, the Reedy motors,
Yeah.
ESCs, batteries, and then there was just a lot of people that came into play with that. Sean
Yeah.
Maybell, the team manager
So
here in the
many-
Northwest, he
so many
he helped
people supported us.
speak our mission to that.
Yeah, this year has been just, we couldn't even, if we like just started rattling off all of the things that have happened this year, you just couldn't believe it. It's
So
been
to
crazy.
answer now that you know about the novice program, we've now kind of the novice program is called RC University.
Yeah.
So with RC University, we have put our loaner vehicles for people that have never or don't own RC vehicles. They can walk through the doors
Yeah.
at Diehard without any investment and try it on. They can come
Yeah.
in and they can
It's
practice.
just $5 for a rental of the car for the whole day, which, then you get to take the car back over, and at RCU we have pro drivers set up that work with the novice and help them with the cars and help them set them up. So it's been pretty amazing.
Okay, so we have another question on Facebook.
I don't think.
from-
Yes, they will be available at
Yeah.
Northwest Model Hobby
Yes,
Expo.
There you go.
yes,
Yeah.
$5
Yes.
rental
Yes.
for the novice loaners.
Please come and enjoy those.
Yeah.
Fantastic. We have Brandon Clapp on Facebook says, "Hey, just found you guys last night. Are
Ah.
you guys a member only place or open to race?" And lovely Elliot has answered him already, but maybe you guys can talk about it.
Yes, Elliot.
Well, and those are
he's
so
awesome.
the questions she just read are the phone calls that we get regularly.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people that are discovering Diehard RC, and that's in thanks to everybody helping us spread
Yeah.
the word about the fun we're having. So that question is an easy answer. During the winter, we are a scheduled race program only at the House Church in Snohomish, Washington. If you look at our website, there's a schedule for our race series on there, and that is when our track is available to public.
We have 4 races left, 2 in February and 2 in March
Yep.
of our winter season, and then we go outdoor.
Yep, and then you get the ability to go join us on our outdoor turf track in Snohomish that is 60 feet wide by 110 feet long. It's AstroTurf with wooden jumps, and we are able to change the layout to that several times throughout the summer. And we host a summer series out there, but you're also able to buy and purchase a family membership package. and that gives you a gate key. And during the week, you can come out and practice and utilize the AstroTurf track out there also.
Yeah.
And the membership provides a huge value. With all the other things that are out there at the park, you've got drone races that go on. You've got the Turf Tuesday series. You've got just being able to go out there and practice whenever you want. If you go to another racetrack in an established facility, you're paying $15 or $20 per person that goes out there to practice. So I'm not sure on the pricing details for this season. That's something Brett and Brenda can answer.
It's going to stay the
but
same.
It's something that is definitely worth your money.
Yeah, membership is $150, and that is for immediate family. So just imagine that you came for the day. We do have a day fee. It's $15, and it's $15 to camp for the day. So if you come with your family of 4 and you're camping and you're all playing, you pretty much paid for your membership, with a day or two at the park. So the membership's going to save you money, and it gives you the ability to come and camp at the RC park. And we have some amazing community events that go on. We have a lot of fun. You don't have to be a member, but it will save you money and allow you to get more bang for your buck. So
Yep, we're just now filling the calendar for 2020 at the
gonna be
park.
awesome.
We've got a lot of changes coming to the park. We have we're partnering with SOR, Jake Kendall, and the community of scale crawling has been awesome. And we get to meet new people that way. So we're going to increase the area for scale crawling. Also create an area for rock racers to come out and run those rigs as well. So just lots of ideas. We'll see if we have the energy and the people to get it all done, but we've definitely got excitement for it. So also adding no prep drag racing. There is an asphalt strip at the Family RC Park that we'll be able to try that out. That looks like a really fun RC side of RC that's starting to really grow.
Yeah, and we've made some changes. We are no longer have the planes at the park, so it really is sad that we lost the planes, but it does open up the property for us to do more with ground vehicles, more with RC technology, the crawlers, the dragsters, but also more on the drone side. We're going to do a lot more drone and mission training over where the planes were. And there's just some really exciting stuff. So stay tuned for that.
Let me touch a little bit on when she says we lost the planes. So that park was started 20 plus years ago, and it was called at that point Cascade Air Park. There was different names throughout its history, but it's been a wonderful place to fly RC airplanes, and there has just been increasing tensions with neighbors, and now we have one of the neighbors that have purchased it, and he chooses not to allow the RC airplanes. There's a lot of history to it, and I don't think we need to go into all that.
No.
Other than we tried everything we could to keep that relationship in the position of being able to keep the RC part of our community, or the airplanes part of our community. But at this point, the conversation was over, and we just have to accept that. And we're going to miss that part of our community. Really met some amazing people, and was introduced to an incredible world of scale and just different types of planes that I never even knew existed, and I'm going to miss all that.
Yeah.
Really am.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah.
We really enjoyed there was something really special when you were out at the park and you were having an event, a car event, and you could see the drones racing and the airplanes flying and all of the RC stuff. But trust me, it's gonna be next level in 2020. We have big plans.
Yeah, so we have to Brenda and I, it took us 2 weeks to even be able to we just sat and had to process that whole
and
reality.
Grieve, we were really sad about it.
Well, and then you have to look at the business model. There was a lot of members there that have supported this since we started. That place has been there. We just took it over and managed it.
Yeah.
There was some great clubs that flew there, and those clubs did a wonderful job there, keeping it open for people to experience.
And one day it might change, or we may be someplace else. So that's not completely closed for us, because Brett still has like 4 or 5 planes.
Yeah,
so
I kind of got a passion going here.
Out a place to fly them now. So Was there any other questions?
There is, yeah. There's a few that we'll get onto the expo. I'll leave those for a few minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
One just popped up. John Dunn said, "Can you say something about Turf Tuesdays at the park, please?"
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Turf Tuesdays, part of your membership. So if you are a member at Diehard Family RC Park, we have a club night starting at about 7 p.m. We have, I think we had an average of 30.
Yeah, at the end it was about 50.
30 to 50 we would see out there, during the summer on Tuesday nights after work. And then we go till dark. So 7 to 9, Turf Tuesday. If you're not a member, you can still join Turf Tuesdays. And I think it was a $10 night for Turf Tuesday.
It was 15.
15.
But
So-
the
But
cool
it was
part
one,
about
it
it,
was one entry fee.
yeah,
Yeah,
one
one
entry
entry
fee.
Enter whatever you have,
can,
whatever you want.
you can run 3 if we have 3 classes.
Yeah.
Yep.
It just takes 5 to do 5 entries to make a class. But man, we had so much fun, and it is a really cool time if you're a new driver to
It's laid
get on the track. It's very laid back. It's a beautiful, summer night, and we usually have pizza. Or
Well, yeah, and
something,
we
so-
had teams that could help people there on Tuesday nights. We had
Yeah.
Associated Serpent guys there. We had just different, pro level drivers. I guess we can.
Yeah.
What would we call our community? Are we
Varied.
Expert level.
Let's go expert. Expert feels
Experienced,
better.
seasoned veteran.
Nobody's getting paid
seasoned.
for this.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that.
So,
Let's
we
say
have
seasoned
a
veterans.
lot of seasoned veterans there to help you out. So Turf Tuesday.
Yeah.
So there's a popular question arriving which originated with Doy, and he
Hey, Doy.
asks, "Can we have more than one race weekend at the park in the summer?" And
Per month, he's
yeah,
asking.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we tried that last year, Doy, because prior year we learned that summers got busy for families. So and for Die Hard. But Brendan and I, the answer to the question is yes. There'll
I'm
be
working
more.
on the schedule right now.
Yeah, there'll be more than one a month.
And just remember, for those of you who haven't been out at the park, we do some yearly annual events. One of our biggest, we have our season opener. It's the first weekend of May. You can write that on the calendar right now, because that's when the park dries out enough that we can start running races. So
Yeah, we
that
can't even
first-
mow the grass until the waters.
Yeah,
kinda
that
ended.
first weekend in May, for sure, the season opener. And then Party in the Park is over the 4th of July. We have Party in the Park, and that is a 3-4 day sometimes party, and it is RC
It's an RC.
everything.
Yeah, it's just
We had a live
RC
band
everything.
last year, and huge potluck, and just so much fun. So I can tell you for sure those days. Did we answer the question?
Yeah, I think we did.
I feel like you should be holding your shirt.
Oh,
Yeah, I feel much better with this in my hand. I've
my
been
gosh.
spinning a tire occasionally, but then I realized don't spin the tire the whole time, Brett.
Okay, so we
This
can
guy might
then,
need some
I think
attention.
that can
Uh-oh,
transition
uh-oh.
us. Oh gosh, we're losing stuff.
There
See,
we go.
it's just held on by a thread here.
Yeah.
So while on the park, we have another question from Elliot, and he asks, let me just find it, does Die Hard plan on staying there and focusing more on the groups and drones, or finding somewhere else in the long run?
Good question.
Leave it
Elliot
to
Chappelle is part of our Rugrat crew and
Yeah.
has been an amazing addition.
Oh, yeah.
So to answer that is the owner that we lease from. He loves us there. He loves the stewardship we put into the property. He loves the community that we are supporting.
Mm-hmm.
He made mention of our summer camps that we have out there all summer that he and his partners that are involved in this property ownership support it 100%. And he sees a long-term relationship with us for that. So I think we're pretty good there. I really feel good about where we're headed. The airplanes were just not even, and
that was the thing that was holding.
yeah,
it.
that was the whole time.
It was a trigger for him, and it was hindering the relationship, and I think that it'll work out, and then we'll get long term. So what that opens up is for us to, because we can look long term at the park, we are willing to invest more money into elements that we can continue to use at the park.
Yeah, for members
Yeah.
to enjoy.
For the members to enjoy, and open it up to other RC potential too.
We want to add some more family fun events there. That's not just RC with some frisbee. What do they call it? Frisbee golf.
Yeah,
Some frisbee golf. Just some things that families can just go do. During the day.
yeah.
Outside of the RC side.
Stargazing, it's amazing stargazing out there.
Yeah.
It's dark. There's some pretty cool things that we can do, that the families can do, and you get $150 if you just want to come out and camp there. That right there is worth it. So,
Did we answer Elliot's question?
You did, yeah. And
but he did also ask, do we plan to move? So right now, I think our business model for this area works, because it really wouldn't pencil out at this point to just do races every 2 weeks in our own building. It would have to be much larger than that, and that is why we diversify, I think, so much with the drones and the cars and the
And the
college.
STEM.
And the STEM, we do STEM education for multiple schools during the winter. So
We were in a retirement center last month and
It was awesome.
and inspired some 80-year-old people to fly drones and drive
yeah,
these little guys, and they were giggling like they were children. It was
yeah, it was
awesome.
really cool.
Yeah.
So there's some things that we're doing, that would probably hinder us from being in a permanent facility all year long. So that's kind of why we hold back on that. But it is an opportunity, and we would love if somebody had a place and they want to talk to us, email us or call us. All the information's on our website.
Okay, so we have another question from Kane Penrera. Hope I'm saying that right, sorry. Maybe a 1/8 scale dirt track.
They're, So yes, I love 8-scale racing. Brandon loves 8-scale racing. We would love to have one, and not, in our backyard. But guess what? Skagit, Burlington, the NORA program up in Burlington, they nailed it up there.
Yeah.
They've got
It's best in the state.
best,
Oh, yeah.
unreal. So just up the road, 40 minutes from Diehard, you have an 8-scale heaven. So
Yes.
we love the relationship that we have with that club, and
other
and that's
8-scale,
part of.
too.
We work hard to schedule, around everybody,
Yeah.
and so at this point, what you'll see coming up this summer is, and it'll be something you can play with an 8-scale on. But it's going to be just a place where we can do some rock racing and some bashing, and
It's gonna be cool.
It's just a fun area that we're.
So
gonna
we
have.
are talking about it, not a full-on 8-scale track, but
Got some ideas. We got some ideas.
Well, we got some ideas. So yeah.
Okay, we have a question from your top fan, Colin Branch.
Oh,
And he
okay.
asks, how have you guys grown the RC community in the Northwest?
How have we grown it?
Oh.
You mean
That's
have
such
we
a big
all
question.
grown it,
Yeah.
Brandon? Let's hear Brandon.
Yeah.
All right, I have 3 things I think.
Okay.
Number 1 is
He,
the novice.
he has 3 things he said. I
3
saw.
things. The RCU program is huge. Shout out to Jonathan Cantrell. Shout out to Brian Hodge,
yeah.
Elliot Chappelle. You guys
Marcus.
put the effort in. Yeah, Marcus
Mark,
Ramirez. You guys put the effort in to make that happen. That introduces people that otherwise just it's hard to present the hobby to somebody
Yeah.
and say, for a race level kit, even buying secondhand, you're spending several $100s.
Yeah.
To be able to go out there and be competitive, right? So, RCU program, being able to get something that is, quality equipment, something that shows somebody that there's something, there's something that is better than your Toy Store grade
Yeah.
RC, but you don't have to, jump off the deep end all at once. That's a great way to introduce people.
Because I get asked that a lot, like what sets you guys apart? And it is, I agree, it's a novice program. But I think RCU just
He had 3 things.
brought
I
it,
haven't heard.
brought
I do
it
have
to
2
the
more.
next
Yeah,
level,
he
right?
does have 2.
Yeah.
Because we get asked a lot, should I buy a Traxxas or should I spend the money? I can't afford this. But I think RCU gives you the opportunity to try and see what the difference is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other 2 go hand in hand, and that's the 21.5 Sportsman buggy and the 40 Plus buggy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is 21.5 is a place for drivers to step up out of novice, and it's also a place for drivers to step down out of stock buggy or step down out of modified buggy for drivers who just don't have the coordination, don't have the tire budget or the setup knowledge,
Or just flat frustrated.
insert whatever your variable is that holds you back.
Yeah.
Right? And then the 40 plus class as well, providing a place for those guys who still want to go fast, a place where they can compete with themselves and not have to deal with the guys that are in their late teens and in their early 20s that have the reflexes that some of us older guys don't have anymore.
Fast.
Brett just wanted a class that he was more competitive in.
And then I got 50.
Yeah.
Now he wants to go 50.
So
plus.
what we've seen is we've seen the 40 plus class, the 21.5 class, and the novice classes all grow all together, and it's because all three of them exist at the same time.
Mm-hmm. And I think not having points in novice was a key as well, because we kept.
That's something we
getting-
added this year. One of my buddies said, "Brett, why do you put points on novice?" I had to scratch my head on that. That was a bad idea.
I think that was a mistake on our part.
Yeah, because it doesn't allow that person mid-season, mid-series to want to step up. You know, if they've already invested in points halfway through a series, they feel led to stay in that class. So that was a good adjustment for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you get all 3 years out?
Yeah,
there?
I did.
And I think a lot of it is you'll see a lot of our videos from back in the day, and Diehard was built around the people that enjoyed doing this stuff together. We had many just behind the scenes build parties. So the answer to that is community. The community embraced it. They invented it. They took our word that it was going to be cool, because we didn't show it very cool at first. Now that I look back, but they showed up.
It was cool then.
The community showed up at the races, you know.
Yeah.
And then I think they appreciated the fact that we were open to change, and we just developed it from there.
Yeah.
And then
And I honestly, I think the fact that we're both there as a married couple.
that's where I was going to go.
When I first went to some RC car races, Brett has been racing since before we got married. He's been involved in RC, and I just had a problem at some of the tracks. I didn't feel comfortable. There wasn't any other women. It was dirty, and
It wasn't
problems
family friendly.
with with some of the chemicals there, and so we decided when we did the turf track the first time, it was because I wanted to hang out. I wanted to have a family thing and invite people, the racers, to bring their whole family there.
It helped to sell, and with that, we ended up with a woman that shows equal passion to racing now that I have. Except she's the community to Diehard. She's the face to Diehard. Way easier to look at than me. So the beauty of that is Brenda came along and partnered and built the community. Helped really. You know, I'm an inventor. I love the program. I love racing. But when it comes to the big picture of the families and tying that all together with racing, we were able to balance that together.
Yeah,
So,
I think that's true. Balance.
Yeah.
Balance, that's key. Because there's things definitely that I'm good at, and there's things that Brett, I wouldn't have the clue. So, yeah, that's...
So Travis Kendall has asked, how about 21 and under?
So he brings up a good. I was actually driving down the road today thinking about this. How, yes, Travis, there's some ideas that we need to talk about. Travis Kendall again. He's going to be. He is our RD, and he partners with the two of us with the duties and a junior class. I want to figure out a way to make a junior class work and break up some of the divide in ages in novice by offering it.
Yeah.
And I want them to have the same ability as track time as what 40 plus now has. If they could take the same vehicle in a junior class and use it for multiple additional class, and they need the track time worse than a 40 plus guy does. So we've got to talk about it. There's some ideas.
Yeah.
What do you think, Brandon?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of us that are in that in-between stage, we kind of get, we see the 40 plus guys getting out there and getting double track time.
Yeah.
We're like, man, we're just getting beat.
And
we just think, I can't wait till we age into
Well,
40 plus.
To me, I see so much opportunity to mentor the youth and bring them up out of novice and get them some confidence. And if you gave them a junior class to do that in and paired them with a one of the
Seasoned
team,
veteran.
that's what we were calling it, a seasoned veteran.
Yeah.
That's how we're gonna.
I think that'll be
That's
the
how we're gonna
next
grow our next
evolution
racers. Yeah.
of RCU.
Yeah.
I think you
Yeah,
know,
mentorship for sure is
Mentorship.
there's a
That's-
lot of room for that
yeah.
to grow that.
And I always call it the Diehard Leadership Program because we do have a lot of young men that do so many things for us.
Oh yeah.
And they are always just so eager to help. And you don't want to turn that away. We don't want to turn away help. If you want to be involved, we got something for you to
Well,
do.
our Rugrat crew is full of the mentors that only can give so much. So that's where there's so many other people that come into our races that have that to offer, that I believe if there was a way for them to offer it and we help them, guide them towards that, that program could be successful.
So I think probably outdoor.
I remember saying, "Do you
We
need
can
help with your
start
webcam?"
implementing something.
Yeah.
think
Colin
that would-
Taylor asked if he needed help with our webcam, and poor guy. And
now
here we
look
are.
at us. Well,
Yeah.
This is his house. We just took over the whole place. So
Yeah.
we should probably move on to the Northwest Model Hall.
Are there any other questions?
There's a lot of love for Brenda and putting up with Brett, but there's
I can
also
imagine.
there's a lot
Thank
of
you.
love for a junior class as well, feeding on from what you just said.
Okay.
So, but
Yeah.
I think we'll go to
Absolutely.
questions.
And I like another thing that I really would love to see is like a 12 and under. So you know we're talking through those kinds of things. You don't want to class yourself out where it's so just so many, because we have a lot of entries and we want to accommodate everybody. So we take we'll put it out there and we'll ask our team, and then we'll decide on what we're gonna do for the outdoor season. But there's some new stuff coming for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into
What's
the
that called?
Northwest.
So there was a couple of questions asking
Oh.
how will people know where Diehard is at the Model Hobby Expo?
Yeah, we'll go into that now. We're going to go ahead and just move to the Model Hobby Expo subject and bring the questions in.
We can
How
go
many-
back to questions at the end too.
Do we have people watching us?
Yeah, is there anybody watching?
Oh, that's very nice.
Okay, good. Good.
I'm feeling the love on the other side of the lens here. Model Hobby Expo this year.
Yeah, it is
Little
January
different, little
25th and 26th. If you're racing off road with us, we'll have practice on Friday from 2 to 8.
So it's at the Monroe Evergreen Fairgrounds.
And how much is that practice?
Oh, the practice is included
in the entry fee.
We'll also have registration open on Friday, so I'll be there. You know, basically the majority of the racers I think will show up on Friday.
Let's go into a bit of a schedule. So the Northwest, where's my?
Oh, yeah, we've got.
We got a schedule. So basically, let's just go from start to finish. So with the Northwest Model Hobby Expo, that is a Saturday and Sunday open to public event. Okay, Saturday and Sunday open to public event. If you are not part of the Diehard Racing program or crawling, we're not even doing any crawling comps over there at that point until Saturday.
Not on Friday.
So really, the carpet racers are being allowed to come in at 2 p.m.
Early, yeah.
After we set up the track, build the track, get it ready for you guys. You'll be able to come in from 2 to 8 to practice.
Because that's what we get asked for the most. Out of anything,
Practice.
can we get practice?
Yeah.
So we negotiated Friday.
Yeah.
So that, and we're gonna.
Well,
all
they're
come
gracious in
early and
allowing us
set
to do
up.
that.
Yeah.
But it's setup. Okay, it's track setup.
Set up.
Yeah. So 2 to 8 for setup. What you'll find there is Brenda will have the registration booth available, and she'll go into how that's going to work for your entry fee, your fee with the Model Hobby Expo gate
Yeah.
pass, and also the rest of it. Yeah.
Yeah, you want me to go?
Yeah.
So I'll read it. This is our, if you've seen our flyer, it's the Rug Champs flyer. And all this information, everything I'm reading is on this flyer. You just zoom in.
Yep.
So for regular classes, it's $40 for a class. And that is for the whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And that includes your wristband for the Model Hobby Expo for the whole weekend as well. So, and if you have family coming, it's $15 for them for the whole weekend, and they can come into the races and go through the hobby.
Or how
expo.
much just for that day?
Or $10 a day.
Yep.
If
15 for
it's,
2, 10 for 1.
And 10 and under, was it? I think it's 10 and under.
10 and under free.
Is free.
Yep.
So for novice, it's $10 still for novice, and $5 if you're gonna run one of our loaners. If you're under 10.
So you don't
if-
have to pay a Model Hobby Expo
Yep.
pass if you're under 10 or your kids are under 10. They don't pay to get into the expo.
Yeah, they would just pay $10 for the racing and $5 for a loaner if you need a loaner.
Yep.
If you are older than 10 and you want to race with our novice program, is $25. That includes your weekend pass for the expo, and then it's $5 for the loaner. And then additional classes, if you are running, your first class is 40 and your second class is 25.
Yep, and the
Or what
40
I'm in
also
many
covers your 2-day pass to be part of our event with the expo.
And then you can, if you're camping, you can camp at the fairgrounds. It is first come, first serve at the fairgrounds.
There's plenty of room. For RVs, call the fairgrounds office. Actually, they said show up and pay the day of.
Yeah, they said
that's
just-
what they'll tell you. So you just come in and it's lot 2. So follow lot 2 with your RVs.
How much was the camping? Do you remember?
$25 a day for camping, and there's
Yeah.
only power available, no water.
Yeah, so it's
So.
but it works because it's right outside. Some of
Absolutely.
it's right outside of the building where we're in, so it's
So
pretty.
let's
sweet.
talk about the building we're in. So in the years past with our racing program at the expo, we have been in the event center, the newer building. It's called the event center. Well, with last year 150 entries at the expo, we were elbow to elbow. We outgrew it, the pit area
We were
itself.
blocking the doors and everything.
And the expo doesn't have additional floor space to help grow our pits in that building. So they've offered, and they're gracious to allow us to move our whole program into the pavilion next door. So that's building 600 pavilion building. You'll be able to just enter yourselves through the 2 glass doors that lead into the pavilion building on the south side of that building.
Yeah.
So that's going to be you're coming and going through the 2 glass doors into that. There's also bathrooms in that building, and we're gonna just know that we're not in the same building as we were. It's in
Yeah.
a new building.
Yeah.
So what's cool about that is that allows us to kind of put on our a diehard experience over there. So, geez, Jay and Tyler and we've just all been Jesse. We've all been working on this this crawler feature
It's
that we're
so
really
cool.
excited about. That we're going to be able to use at other venues, but it's going to debut at the Northwest Model Hobby Expo. We're just really. We've just got some fun stuff planned,
Yeah.
so we'll go into the list of all
What
that.
would you have, Brendan?
Oh yeah, so for those of you who have been around for a while, the old building that we used to race
Yeah,
at.
the
Our club races were in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And
So,
it's so
any of
big.
you who are confused about
It's
what
much
building
bigger
600
than
is,
the church.
There'll be plenty of room. What I do want to point out though is this is this is an open to public event. The reason why we're doing all this is because we want to put RC in front of those types of people that wouldn't have
Yeah.
seen it. And with that, children, if you're at the event and you're a racer and you're bringing your little ones, there's public around. It's not like a normal club race at Diehard where we're all just kind of watching each other. You're going to have to adjust to that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, there's
Keep
not.
that
We're
in
gonna
mind,
try
please.
and have an activity table, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult because we're basically doing a mini Diehard Family RC Park in that pavilion building. So we'll have all of the things in there. The crawler course, our off-road course. We have vendors, and it's going to be really epic. It's going to be really cool.
yeah, and so we're at the expo, right? We've packed up our track. We've moved it to Monroe, and we do it for a reason. Primarily to show RC, try to get some people watching our races. There's, they said they had 10,000 attendees last year.
Yeah, there's a forecast for 10,000 attendees.
So, and last year they had a number of 10,000 attendees come through the doors there, and we had people, lined up Saturday specifically along the edge of Diehard's track all day long, and so we're really trying hard to bring a program that caters to the public,
Yeah.
and so our format will adjust accordingly to that than what you're used to on a normal club race. Also, we're bringing Rock and Roll RC to try to grab the interest of the younger children
Yeah.
that are going to be there that will at least get them to tag on, their mom and dad's
I
coat
think it'll
to
get
drag
the
them to the
interest of
pavilion.
more than just the little kids, because it's
Yeah.
turning
So
out pretty amazing.
Rock and Roll RC, the gist of that is to allow the public to watch us have fun with RC. Just more than pull out of our serious racing mode for a moment and show the public the exciting and the adventure RC can be.
Yeah.
We had a question from Jeremy Kim who says, can you talk a little about the drag racing?
We can. Yep, that's another event that we have been able to put together with the onset of Northwest of the onset of No Prep Drag. There's already, I believe, 10 cars that I can account for in just the Diehard community that have said that they're bringing them to the expo. So we are going to have some grudge matches with No Prep. We're just gonna have fun with that. We're learning that together. So that's gonna be a laid back, just kind of call your buddy out and have some heads up drag racing.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
And it's kind of prepping us for out at the park, and I'm excited to see
Yeah.
who
Did
shows
you know
up.
that was on your shoulder?
I did.
Oh, we have a question from Doy Schultz again.
Okay.
And he's asked, will the public be allowed to enter the pits? Will there be a walkthrough?
So yeah, let me give you that visual, Doy.
Good question.
We have asked for same thing as we did at Model Hobby Expo, but some people haven't been there. We have security fencing that's going to section off the track behind the driver stand. It's going to go out about 70 feet into the building, and then the security fence will then make a hard left and section off our pit area. So there'll only be one way in and one way out. There'll be, and we're going to do our best to have somebody keeping an eye on that all weekend.
Yeah.
And then also along the pit area where the fence is, Jeremy and I have talked about putting our show and shine tables there and having the show and shine cars there to separate people from the pits even more. So there's some thought going into protecting our community's, pit area and cars over there. And it's, in the past, we've been able to succeed at that, and I don't believe we had any mishaps years past at the
And they're going to
expo.
have security there too, right?
They do pay for security. Overnight, if you were to leave stuff, and I'm not telling people to do that, that's at your own risk.
Yeah.
But I do that. A lot of my buddies do that. They have security on a Saturday night, Friday night, Saturday night, or Saturday night, not Friday night. But Fairgrounds locks all the
Everything
buildings up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we have another question from Steve. He says, what's the end time on Sunday?
We're shooting for, let's see here, looks to me like we're shooting for, what do you think, 3, 4 o'clock?
Yeah, between 3 and 4.
It pretty much
Yep.
closes down at 5, so it'll
Yeah.
be.
And
for
we
sure.
still got to pack up that building and get out of there. So we really want to be out of there by 3 or 4 o'clock.
Scott Dyche asks, will there be bleachers and stuff for the public to watch the actual races?
I've requested a dozen 6-foot benches to line up in front of the racetrack for public to watch. Yep.
Excellent.
And also, when you first walk through the doors, we're going to have an area where people can take selfies and take pictures for their sponsors, things like that. And that's also going to be where we do trophies. And then right after that's my registration table, so I'll be right
She'll
at
be
the
right
open
at the
door.
open.
So that'll help too.
As you come in, you're going to find us set up with our podium and our podium backdrop. And then also, Colin has got a plan in place to do some streaming, some driver interviews, public interviews, if I can do that for, what their public response to our program. Just have fun with some interviews live
If
with
there's
our live
somebody
feed.
you want us to interview, shout it out.
Totally.
And
I'll try to
see what
drag
we
them
can
on
do.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So please.
Yeah, Keith Hadley.
Yeah. Do you want me to hold the car while he talks about the
Here, you want me
light
to
show?
remove that, Fran? Oh, yeah. So this is Rock and Roll RC right here. Colin has created his rock and roll car. So with this car, he's not going to race it like this. This is not what we're trying to do. Rock and Roll RC is a parade of people's LED lit cars, RC cars, our crawlers. They can turn the lights on for that.
We've seen somebody that has like an 18-wheeler or something like.
Yeah,
It's gonna
yeah,
be
no,
great.
Wes Briscoe.
Wes Briscoe.
Yeah,
I can't wait
he
to
has
see that.
one, and I think he had it to I think he had it to music.
Oh.
So
Oh,
there's
talk
some
about
fun
the music,
stuff.
hon. Talk about who's doing that.
So while we're parading these around the track and being silly and showing the public what kind of fun we have, we're gonna have a program of just music in the background going with an LED show on the back wall, and that's gonna be all programmed to music. So we're working with Terry Stephenson and Sean O'Reilly is putting together that program. So there's little pieces of the expo that we have people excited to be working on, and without all that, no, it's just we can't do it. So I'm just blown away at what we're coming up with in the short amount of time we have. It's just going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's got 2 strips of LEDs down the sides. He's got the LED that we've been playing with at the track. He's got LEDs on the wheels. So he's got LEDs everywhere. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And
it's
he's
gonna
got
be
it
so much
all
fun.
powered, okay? It's all powered off his receiver. And how many LEDs are on here right now? Ballpark.
47.
He knows the
47.
number. 47. So 47 plugged
Little
in
LEDs.
to his Sanwa receiver. Looks
Yeah.
good. Nice
It's
job.
going to be really fun.
Yeah.
We're excited about it.
So that's going to be 3 times a day. That's going to be part of the expo schedule. We'll go ahead and announce that as it's coming up over the expo loudspeaker. Rock and Roll RC is coming up, and people will hopefully head over and support that, and we'll get that in front of people. And then, so yeah, 3 times a day, Saturday and Sunday, we'll run Rock and Roll RC.
And if your car has LED lights on it, you can run in the parade.
Yeah.
So it's going to be open to whoever has the
it's
lights
just
on.
it's just an open
It's
class.
just a
for LED.
parade. You're just going to go around the track and show the lights, and the music will be going on. But it's going to be really fun. And
I'm
you're
sure
gonna
somebody
wanna
will
be
try
part
to
of it.
send it, so we'll probably have to
No,
have some
send
corner
it.
marshals. Yeah. So I'm guessing we'll have to have a brigade of rugrats out there to fix all that, but
I don't see
we'll have
Wes
fun with it.
Fresco jumping that 18-wheeler though.
Yep.
You want to give that back?
Can I put that on your shoulder?
Oh my goodness.
We have
No.
a few more questions.
Yeah.
From Colin Branch and Scott Dyche ask, can we talk about qualifiers, please?
Absolutely. So let's go.
Good segue.
Let's see now. Did I give where it's at? It's at the Monroe Fairgrounds. That's in Everett. Oh, let me tell you how to get. I keep looking at the list of questions, but I should be looking at you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how to get to the pavilion building. This is a little, if this will make your life so much easier if you're able to pass this on. Cascade View Drive is the
Off of
quickest way in,
US2.
and so if you're headed over, like you're headed eastbound over the mountains on Highway 2, US Highway 2, you're going to go past 178th or 179th, the main entrance to the fairgrounds. Keep going. You're going to come up to Cascade View Drive on your left. You'll also see that there's a co-op feed store there. That's where you want to turn, Cascade View Drive. And then stay to your left. You're going to see the back side of the fairgrounds there where
You'll see us all there.
there's old antique tractors and
Heritage
stuff.
Museum.
The
Yeah.
Heritage Museum is there. That's the pavilion building. And you'll also see my RV and other RVs parked along that fence. If there's spots there for you,
Mm-hmm.
they'll allow you to park your RV there. But if not, go to lot 2 with your RV. So you're going to be able to unload really easily there, get in and out of the pavilion. And you don't even have to go buy a bracelet. Brenda's going to hook you up with that for the weekend. So.
Yeah. But I think he wanted to talk about
So
qualifiers.
yeah,
wanted to go
so
into
but I
those.
wanted to finish that part of it, and
Yeah.
now let's segue into the format
So
of the
racing.
event.
Okay, so Brett mentioned that part of the purpose of bringing the track out to the Hobby Expo is to introduce people to RC.
Yep.
And you can't introduce people to RC and have just like a traditional program that we normally have. So we've got a couple of other things going on aside from a normal program.
Which tells you something, doesn't it?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna try something a little bit different. It's not something that we haven't done before here at Diehard. But in addition to the Rock and Roll RC, our format is being adjusted from a standard IFMAR format, which is what we normally run, and we're going to be doing heads-up racing. And some of you might not be a fan of heads-up racing. That's okay. Understand that the reason for the heads up racing is to put the excitement and make every race that the public sees
Yep.
look like a race from start to finish, right? It's hard to sell RC racing as racing when you go out there and you have a parade of cars out there starting 1.5 seconds apart all the way down the line. But if we go out there and we go on the tone, all right, you know, shout out to James Brown. Sorry for parking you last race. We've got all of the cars going all at the same time for the entirety of the event. What doesn't matter if you walk over there at 10 in the morning or if you walk over there at 4 in the afternoon. You're walking up there and you're seeing a race that goes on the tone with all 10 cars going.
Yeah.
So with that, we've got our qualifiers. We've got 3 rounds of qualifying on Saturday. Standard 5-minute qualifiers. The only difference that changes there is we're going to do heads up by IFMAR start. And then so we'll do round 1 will be kind of whatever is sorted. All right, round 2 and round 3.
Let's talk about the practice they get Saturday morning too with that before.
Okay, yeah. Go
So
for it.
with Saturday morning, we know there's going to be people that work Friday and not be able to practice. I believe if you look at our schedule on Saturday, we have open practice from 9 to 10. So open practice 9 to 10 like our normal basic. No, we have a 7. So we're gonna do what we can to get 2 hours of practice for people that had to work Friday. That's our goal with that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Brandon. Sorry.
All right, so round 1 is going to be sorted with, it's going to be intelligently sorted more or less by the RD crew. That's myself, Brett, and Travis. We kind of, if your name is familiar, we kind of know where you're supposed to be at. Understand that there's some variables in that too, whether it's there's another class that you're in that's coming up, whether it's just the fact that things get really, really crowded. Don't take personal offense if you don't get into the group that you think for round 1. Right? We have 3 rounds. Best 2 of 3 are what counts for mains. It's a qual points format, pretty much the same as any other big race. Right? Qual points format. At the end of the day, Saturday, we're going to take the time and sort the mains. And with that, there is a little bit of a difference with the mains. Now, typically you see at our club races, we'll do the bumps and everything like that. And we do have bumps, but the A's are going to be locked in. And again, going back to the whole, putting something entertaining in front of the public, the idea with that is that we can schedule the fastest guys in the building, right? Our 2 mod and our 4 mod A mains with a triple main format. We can schedule those throughout the day, have those be part of the expo schedule, and somebody can go and get introduced to what the high level racing is like.
And that's 10 directly in.
And that's 10 directly in. So with that, we have 10 directly into the A's, we've got 8 directly into the B's, and then we've got 8
double B's.
Yeah, double B's, and then we have bumps all the way through into the B. So you can start out in the E main and modified and bump all the way up into the B, get a double B, and get up to 11th place overall.
And get some good track time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it's again, it's not a personal affront to anybody. It's, and we understand some people aren't going to be happy with the no bumps into the A, but again, accept that we need to adjust our format to present the best product that we can for public.
Helena's
I have
good.
a few more questions. One from Colin who says, do we limit the number of entries or is there an idea of entries? I'm not sure if you meant at the Hobby Expo or just in general, but
He means the Hobby Expo, and I think being that we get 2 days to do this and we're used to pushing 220 or 200 entries on a club race, I think we're going to have a nice comfortable schedule. Don't you, Brandon?
Yeah, absolutely.
I do.
And please share it. We would love to have 300 entries.
Yeah, let's go for 300 entries, people.
I mean, that's been the number that's been in my head.
Yeah.
And if we get more than that,
We had
we're in a
150.
place
We had
where
150 last year at the Hobby Expo, but
Yeah.
I believe Reedy was going on, and I also think TRCR had a race happening.
Yeah, if you've
So
ever
that's
been in
not
the
hap-
tri-hour races and been worried about how long the days are, this is the time to come because we're gonna be able to fit into the schedule because it's a multi-day race and that doesn't happen. But like,
Well, we need to
There are a
give
couple
the
times a
racers.
year.
We need to give everybody time to enjoy the expo. That's
Yeah.
what. That's what this. I mean, there's fun stuff happening. You need to at least
yeah.
walk around,
Well,
look at
let me
the
quickly
expo.
go through like some of the things that we have. So we have RC University where we'll be going through doing small classes on Racing 101. There will be information on drones and then another class on scale crawling. Every day we have 3 classes in RCU that will be doing.
Over in the main building in
And
front
that'll
of
be,
everybody.
yeah, in
over
the
there.
main building, so we're
That's
getting
an
it
event.
in
Yeah,
front.
the event center.
And then there's going to be scale rock crawling comps and scale rock crawling comps for kids every day, Saturday and Sunday. And then Rock and Roll RC is 3 times a day. And then we'll do the outdoor drags and the car show judging. The show and shine and the car show that's all on Saturday. But there's so many really cool things, and we don't want to choke it so that you guys can experience that. But that being said, these guys can push 200 entries through in a day, so we could fit them in that building. So come on, bring it.
We have another question from Wayne Rose asks, how about 3-minute control practice rounds? And there's another question.
Absolutely.
About, will there be practice on Sunday?
Practice on
Yes,
Sunday.
there will. We have that. We have Sunday practice.
Practice on Sunday is from 9 to 10, so
Yep.
there will be an hour of practice. Yeah.
Yep.
Did you
We'll
know-
post up the schedule as we dial it in a little bit. We're working with the Expo also to get our schedule to work, in their announcement series of theirs.
Yeah.
But let's let Brandon finish our. Where were you in that? You were in Heats.
Yeah. So heats whatever, all the same, and we talked about the mains format. So one of the things that we're trying to do with incorporating into the Hobby Expo program schedule is we're trying to get our highlight classes to be on their schedule so that we have a time. So perhaps maybe we highlight 17.5 A2, or we highlight 2-wheel drive modified A1, maybe 4-wheel drive modified A3, but we have select heats based on our schedule that we'll know Saturday night, we'll know our timing, and we can have perhaps more public being able to see some things. So we're kicking around a couple of ideas for that, and just if something happens and we have to jump around in the schedule just a little bit to make that happen, understand it's because we put our schedule out there to be part of the bigger schedule, and it's not that we're trying to screw with somebody's head.
Yep.
No, there's going to be a lot of stuff, but it's going to be really fun. So
Racers will have to adjust a little bit to this different fact that we're in the public eye. So.
Randy Lee asks, explain the qual points, please. I'm probably only going to make one round of qualifying on Saturday. Will I have a chance at a main?
I'm so glad you're here.
All right, so
you got that? You got the qual points?
I got this.
Oh,
all right,
man,
so
that's awesome.
so without going into incredibly deep details, so qualifying points is basically you get your best 2 runs count, right? So you get 3 runs on Saturday, your best 2 count, and it's going to be your combined laps and times overall. So you wind up with your position in that round basically equates to the number of points that you have. So if you get like a 15, you wind up with roughly 15 points, or you get a 10. So you have a 10 and a 5. That's a 25 points, right? And so somebody who has less points than that is going to be starting the mains higher up in the order. So it starts
the
to
smaller
get
the number, the better.
Right, absolutely. So we're golf score, not bowling score, right?
Yeah.
So with a golf score, the lower the score, the better. And then the main format is similar with the triple main format. Your best 2 count. And again, it's combined. Your I think mains go opposite. Anyway, it's all sort of, the principle is still the same. The better you finish in your top 2, and it's the combination of your top 2 that gets you your overall position.
nice. Okay.
Good question.
Clear as
Yeah.
mud.
Good question.
You want me to talk about the sponsors?
Well, yes.
We've been on for an hour, so I don't.
We're
know
going to
if you
go
guys
to
are gonna
commercial
be
break and bring to you
sick.
our support.
You guys are sick of us, but we really want to thank those who continue to sponsor us and support us. We couldn't do any of this without the support of not only the companies that support us, but the community. There's so many different families that support us. So Team Associated, A-Main Hobbies, Macklin, J Concepts, SOR Graphics, the Watson family, the Rodriguez family, J&S Hobbies, the Taylor family. I mean, I could go on and on.
The
and
Rugrats.
on. The Rugrats. There's
Yep.
just it takes a village. So we get asked a lot. What are you guys doing? Well, it's not what we're doing. It's what the bigger.
But when we
group is
give you
doing.
when we say how much we appreciate these sponsors, we ask that you guys help support these sponsors.
Please.
We have even if it's just on their social media, even if it's just throwing a like out or
Yeah.
or sharing one of their pages, their ads or whatever. Janus Hobbies really stepped up this year, and please, he's in Marysville. Please head over to J&S Hobbies, see what he has to offer, and support local hobbies.
And tell our sponsors, if you're spending a lot of money and you're running a Team Associated car, go on their page and hashtag Diehard RC or @ us and tag us in a post, and just let them know that we're talking about it. We represent and we appreciate them. That's the best I think you can do to just get the sponsors out there.
Yep. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you. So is there any more questions?
Colin and Travis have said, can you say Track Walk will be there?
Oh, geez, yes.
yeah. So I didn't get to go
Thank
into
you.
that, and I don't
Sorry.
know if there's even anybody left watching because we've been talking a while. But we have a really fun production ideas we have a fun plan for production at the expo. We got some ideas. Track Walk is going to partner with us at the expo and come to you with some of their content and record some of their content there.
And we appreciate their support.
Track
Oh my
Walk
gosh.
is
We
doing a
listen
great
every
job.
Episode.
Yep, Track Walk
awesome.
is on
If you haven't
Spotify
listened-
and on what's that other one?
Podbean.
Podbean. I
Yeah.
gave up on Podbean. Spotify's way better, guys. I like it.
Yeah, we just, when we're in the car, we're listening to
Yeah.
that podcast all the time. There's so much great information. If you are in the Northwest and you're in any kind of RC sport, it's a great way to kind of learn about what's going on in the community and what's going on around us here. It's
Well, I
pretty
get to learn.
exciting.
I get to learn too. So I listen to their podcast, and they were talking about RCGP, and why isn't RC taking off and growing? Well, the topic was, nobody's really sharing it. Nobody's really creating content that people even enjoy watching. So you're seeing part of that journey with us now.
This content.
Yeah, we're trying
get better.
to learn ways to reach people and just make a few little tweaks to an amazing hobby. So and just make it a little shinier, because we live in a world that our little guys, we compete for their interest, their attention, and trying to take one of these and compete with the virtual reality games that they're all playing. We have to do it through a community, through just the support of a community.
And making it easy for them and their family to be involved too.
Yeah, so the production is going to grow. We're going to use the Model Hobby Expo as another place to learn with that. And with that, we're going to have the live interviews I talked about. We're going to have
Track Walk's
Colin
gonna be
is
there.
going to be playing with some different camera angles, covering the races during the day.
Live interviews.
Yeah. So anyway,
Lots of video, audio. We're gonna try and just
and
put as
really
much out
trying
as we
to
can.
cover the scale RC park side of that we're putting a lot of work, and SOR is putting a lot of his extra free time into helping us accomplish something that's going to just grab the attention of the public with that.
Wait till you guys see this new crawler course.
Well,
It
just-
is.
Just some of the scale
Unbelievable.
stuff that I'm running into out there that is
We're so excited.
it just keeps
about
your
it.
imagination
And
running.
just it was all just everybody putting their head together. We watched tons of video and tried to just research how are people doing this, how can we make it look realistic. We want to step up. We want to make sure that it's something that's competitive and that people have fun on, and it is enough, and that we can utilize in other areas like in parades and things like that. So it's really exciting what they've come up with. So if you are into crawling, you got to come and check it out, because it's going to
give you a taste of what we're headed towards
Yeah.
with the RC park and just with the community we want to build there. So it's just an introduction to Diehard. It's something you can come with your crawler and run on.
And you can bring the 24 scale, right?
These aren't
not
those, but yeah, it'll accept 1/10 and 1/24. It will challenge a 1/10 in some areas. It'll challenge you. It's a good medium level crawling feature. So, and then we've got another little spot for brand new people that have never crawled. They'll be able to come and try out an Element RC truck. We are sponsored from Element RC for this side of Diehard, and Diehard will have one of their vehicles that you can try out there.
Yeah, the Senderos. Were there any more questions?
No, you're
Okay.
good. You've
Well,
answered
geez, you
everything.
stuck. Those of you that stuck with us for this long, next time we'll, try and make it a little bit more concise. But there's a lot to cover. There was a lot of information to cover. So.
What else is on TV though? That
I know.
I mean,
Come on.
yeah.
So
Politics.
I guess that's good. Thank you guys for joining us. And if you have any other questions, post it in the comments or send us an email, and we will try to answer it as quickly as possible. But we hope to see you at the Northwest Model Hobby Expo on January 25th and 26th. Come see us there.
Thank you, Taylor family, for allowing us into your
Yes.
living room and having this live feed.
And then feeding us dinner.
Thanks to Mark Rodriguez, who's looking after the Twitch channel.
Oh yeah,
Thank
Mark
you.
Rodriguez.
He's taking on the
Yeah,
Twitch,
he's
yeah.
gonna help us set up the Twitch and the YouTube
Twitch
banner,
TV.
and so that it looks more professional. And thank you, Mark. Mark's one of those that he just continues to support us as much as he can, and we sure appreciate you.
All right. Again, thank you to the Rugrats. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, Jay. We're an awesome team, and I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to working with you guys at this expo and having a lot of fun. Yeah.
Bye. See ya.